Hi everybody, we're on Discord, about to go in with William from Trigger.Trade, who's going to go through all of the new updates for Trigger.Trade, including inverse perps and things like that are being added to the bot. Okay, I'm going to go over to the screen.
Out.
Okay, there you go.
No, Johnny tagged me today on an ABC crew. Oh, yeah, man, I felt special. Felt like part of the team.
Yeah, just use that tag and everyone will get notifications.
No problem. Great stuff.
What was your bots done today, David?
I'm not sure. Yesterday was a quieter day. Let me have a look. It was a quieter day yesterday.
Man, sorry about that.
No problem.
You know what, though? Do you know when you trade in 1 hour and 15 minutes, David, it keeps you out of so much crap.
Yes.
And you would imagine loads.
Yeah.
I've always done like 5 minutes and 15 minutes and stuff like that. I've checked hours and 4 hours for directions and stuff, but I've always done like 5 minutes and 15 minutes. But ever lately, I've been doing 4, 1, and 15, and it's just kept me out of so much crap.
Yeah, I tend to agree here, especially manual trading. You're totally right. Yeah, keeps you out of so much crap. Will, I've just trying to find your link for you, and then you can. Let me just put
check out on Johnny's as well.
Oh.
Hopefully, I can't find the.
Vlad's just sent it over to me.
Yeah, sorry about that. I couldn't find the link. It wasn't on the.
Fastest typer on web, David is fastest typer on web.
Yeah, right.
Search yourself on YouTube and you'll find it. That's the hard.
Yeah, I went into the YouTube studio to try and find it. I couldn't find it. Look. I've got an AZERTY keyboard. I moved to a foreign country. I have a keyboard, and they've put all of the keys in totally different countries. All right.
They put the keys in different countries. He's got another excuse, Vlad.
Not taken.
I can see on Poker Nights that you talk about my typing skills.
Different countries. He's got another excuse, Vlad.
Not taken.
I can see on Poker Nights that you talk about my typing skills.
Different countries. He's got another excuse, Vlad.
Not taken.
It's Vlad that
see on Poker
recording.
Nights that you talk about
It's repeating itself.
my typing skills.
Different countries. He's got another excuse, Vlad. What is going on here?
Who was that?
I would say I was very
What
confused.
happened?
I have no idea.
I was going on a trip for a second.
Probably David's bot recording us all. David's bot on his computer recording us all.
Yeah.
Hacking into our webcam so we can see us. Get our faces, get our facial recognition, get our voice recognition, and be able to tap into phones and lot.
You've been watching too much Google stuff, Scopes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can code, but I'm not that good, mate.
All right. Let me just open up the YouTube link as well. At least if somebody's got more questions. Great.
Okay.
Give it 2 minutes, and I'll just start.
You got many trades going, Scope, at the moment?
I think I'm in 3. I think 1 on BTC and 2 on FOREX. The FOREX ones are up. Just have a quick look because I don't like checking my trades now. Every time I check them, I see a bit of structure that I don't like, and it puts me off my trade kind of thing. So I just leave it. I just do it and just leave them now. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it don't.
Yeah.
So so I've got what's going on here? So that's I've got one on JPY, which is I don't know. God knows. I've got one on JPY and one on Canadian dollar.
Okay.
They're both up like, and it's up about 35. They're both up about 35%, which is quite big on.
Yes.
Quite big on Forex.
Yes. Very.
I've got low leverage. I've only got like 30x. Well, I wouldn't say it's low light, but it's pretty low.
Yeah.
But my account yesterday was up 8.2%, and I was stopped out at 2, and then I got stopped out of another 3 because the news come out. Thing is, with trade an hour and 15 minutes, you're always bumping into news. Do you know what I mean? Because like now I've been in 2 trades for 2 days now. They're up. They've been up constantly. I've never had one bit of drawdown, but when news comes out, I've only got like 30 left. Yeah, the news comes out because you're in a trade for that long, and yeah, it's. But I've not had one bit of drawdown off of any trades I've been in.
Okay.
But news come out yesterday, and it stopped me out of another couple, but I'm still up on my account still, so
Cool.
I'm happy about that. I was up 8.2% or 6%, and now I'm only up about 5%, but it's better than no. Well, in fact, yeah. My other ones, I moved every trade to break even. So
That's still a very good percentage, bro.
Yeah.
not for me, it's not.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm
Slowly,
the same
slowly.
way.
Slowly.
But yeah, that's very, very good. Even if you do 2% per day, that would be even awesome. You know what I mean?
I don't know who's speaking because I've got me. In fact, I'll look. I started my Forex. I'm not really traded much Forex, but I've traded it because all I've done is use crypto, and everyone was saying to me, "You'll love Forex, how nice it moves and that." And I thought, you know what, I'll start it. And I ummed and ahed, did a bit of research on Forex and how they move, what's the best pairs to use, and all that stuff. So obviously, it was something new. I knew about trading, but like, when you get into a new market, you have to do your research still. So I did, and then I've joined into it, and I've been into it 2 weeks. Like, and in my first day, I lost like 4 trades straight away. And then I thought, right, it's not as volatile as crypto because you expect stuff to happen faster. But then now I've just got like a hang of it, but I've won more than I've lost. So, and I've only been in it 2 weeks. But I hadn't had many trades. Some trades last for 2 days, so because it's not as volatile, so it's not bad. And my account's up overall, so I'm not too fussed.
That's good.
Yeah, it's good, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Ready whenever you are, Will.
Yep, I'm just logging into my Bybit account to be able to do
Trade.
for the new functions very quickly, and then I shall be ready.
Let me just strip off.
No thanks, Coach. We'll skip on that one. We are live.
I'm taking my coat off, you idiot. I'm red hot.
Okay, let's get back into there. Right, let's get started. So welcome to everybody that's joining us today for setting up the Trigger.Trade bots with DaviddTech strategies. Today we're just going to go for a quick overview of the new updates which have been launched as of this morning on Trigger.Trade's website. Just go through very quickly through the slides, and also we'll get on with the website and showing you the new features. If you have any questions, feel free to jump in at any time. Try and keep an eye also on the YouTube feed as well, in case anybody wants to ask any questions on that side as well. So today's updates, been working mainly on Bybit. For updates this week, we will be transferring over to Binance as soon as they're finished as well. As soon as all the tests have been done on Binance, we've tested out Bybit this week, and we'll be adding on, like I said, Binance in the next couple of days as well. So for the ones which aren't familiar with the Trigger.Trade website, you can set up connect bots between TradingView using DaviddTech strategies or any static bot, so any other indicators, and send it over to Binance and Bybit. Currently, we are looking at opportunities to add on different brokers as well. So if you have any suggestions, feel free to send them over to me inside of Discord or inside of Trigger.Trade's website, the chat bot area, the chat area, which you can find when you're logged in, or on the main site down in the right corner, as you can see just here. Setting up bots, we've all got, or as usual, we've got the Telegram lot. So as you can see for DaviddTech API bot, which is one of the great features that we've got here, because we do not keep, at Trigger.Trade, we don't keep any of your logs. So do feel free to enable that bot so we can solve your solution, find your solution as soon as possible if there are any issues with trades not being opening. So this week we've added inverse perps, so for possibilities to be able to trade not only your BTC from anymore, but inverse on. Hi, Marco. So that will be one of our main features this week. Currently in beta testing, we have got spot going on in background testing at the moment with our beta group. If you want to become a member of the beta group, anybody's welcome. Just DM me a message and we'll add you in, no problem. Just to be able to get it up and running as fast as possible as well. It's great to have feedback on that end. So as usual, we got our API just underneath the API generator. Now we have inverse and USDT perps switch icon, which will change. One thing which is important inside it is that when you use either inverse or USDT perp, the webhook does change. So be aware on that part, that if you want to use perps or if you want to use inverse, or USDT, do make sure you update your webhook inside TradingView each time, because they won't be the same for it. So if not, you'll have issues trading and submitting trades to each platform.
William, what is inverse?
Inverse means you'll be trading, instead of being trading on BTC, what you're doing is it's going to purchase with, like, if you got Bitcoin on your account or Ethereum, it will trade using those currencies instead. So you'll be using a crypto coin instead of using a USDT amount.
Okay, thanks.
So as you can see, the code for the JSON scripts between the connector between Trigger.Trade for TradingView and Bybit, for example, as it's only have a Bybit function currently, doesn't really change much. It just adds one tiny little line inside it and adds a new webhook inside of it. So you've got inverse added into those descriptions to be able to enable it. Just going to go this one here and down to the next one. So as I said a minute ago, is now you've got two links, inverse perps and perpetuals. Please do feel free, if you want to join the beta test, if you're interested to try out the spot fair functions. They are running. We just keep on testing them to make sure before this. Mainly it's the speed trade which we're currently developing at the moment. So if you want to try into spot trading and you want to be part of the members, just DM over to me inside of Discord. If anybody's watching on YouTube and part of Johnny's group, I'm also available on there, so you can also DM me from that part and we'll be happy to add you in as well. Just keep on going down. I'll start setting up a bot.
I have a quick question.
Yep. Who is it speaking? Judah. Okay. How can I help you?
In regards to the Binance support,
Yep.
I know as of today, Binance will be suspending bank transfers of USD, actually US dollars.
Yep.
So how is that affecting, I guess, the integration? Is that still?
That is one of the reasons why we haven't pursued on Binance integrations currently at the moment, because we're waiting to see what the news are. on latest updates. We are going to maintain Binance as being one of our support brokers. Only way to be able to transfer to Binance currently at the moment is to have a third-party account set up. I'm currently looking through the other ways to be able to purchase by like USDT to be able to send it over to Binance currently at the moment. But I haven't actually brought up a list inside of the FAQs of Trigger.Trade at the moment, so but I will be looking into that in the next couple of hours and updating a list on it so to offer third-party support for it.
The API doesn't affect, doesn't do any of the withdrawals in USD anyway, so it shouldn't affect in the slightest any functions inside of Trigger.Trade. So,
sorry, excuse me. Just grabbing water 2 seconds before. We are still building more advanced features on the FAQ. We've done another couple of FAQs. I've also started adding FAQs for Binance currently into the Trigger.Trade built-in knowledge base that is coming live at the end of this week, which has got a couple of videos in there as well. And some of you guys, which I've been helping out over the last couple of days, have had access to the new knowledge base with the areas for updates. So we'll be launching that at the end of the week. We've got about 10 to 12 videos coming out at the end of the week on the Trigger.Trade YouTube account to be able to support for updating volume, updating bots with Binance and Bybit as well. We're currently recording those. So like I said, what's going to be happening next week? Like I said, it's currently we've already got the spots going. We're just going to finish our beta testing and make sure the speeds are correct because we would want to maintain our speeds for placing trades onto Bybit. And we'll also be adding in USDC currency instead of USDT, which will be another option for users to be able to use, which was a great add-on which we had suggested to us about a week ago in our last stream. Just after our last stream, people come back to us and ask for it, so we try and make it happen at the moment. Won't keep held on that part too long, and
Big
just
one
to
here.
recap.
Big one asks, what's the difference between a static bot and a variable bot?
Okay, so variable bots are bots that we use for DaviddTech, which have got placeholders fitted in it for getting like the stop loss, take profits, and a couple of other features inside of it, mainly like multiple take profits. If you're using dynamic leverage, and static bots are if you want to use a price and action account, or if you've got other strategies which you're using from a third party. And you want to integrate bots to activate a box inside of it, which haven't got placeholders fitted, so you can dynamically set up a take profit and a stop loss based on those strategy alerts.
Yep. So variables used to be what when there was the DaviddTech indicator. We used to call it variables and static bots. Now it's pretty much written DaviddTech strategies, which was the variables, and any other strategy, which is static bot. And does Trigger.Trade have its own YouTube channel? Somebody asked.
Yep, Trigger.Trade has got its own YouTube channel. A bit poor on content at the moment. There will be new videos coming out this week. Like I said a minute ago, we're going to have about number 10 videos uploaded. And then also we'll start populating more of the YouTube channel with custom setups, etc. And ways around how to set up like static bots, variable bots, enable different modes or inside of trading brokers like Bybit and Binance, for example, the hedge mode, which a lot of users have been having issues with currently. So we're just going to be putting videos together for that currently at the moment. Okay, and now let's just move over. So I'm just going to move over to DaviddTech to show you where you can find the switch button. Very easy, just inside of the Bybit connector. And just here now you have got the inverse and perps, which are enabled here. Like I said a minute ago, is watch out when you're updating bots, because there are now two different links. One's for perps and one's for inverse. So make sure that you got the correct link inside of TradingView, which we'll go through in a minute for setting up bots together on that part. Sorry about that.
Changes is the drop down also in other strategies. The
Yeah.
drop down changes as well. When you go inverse, you need to get down just a slightly bit on your screen wheel. Obviously, it removes the USDT at the end because otherwise it wouldn't be able to trade it.
Just here. Okay, so let's go. Now we're going to go switch over to TradingView. I'm going to set up a strategy with DaviddTech. Personal favorite, as usual, will be the dead zone. David, you're making my library too big. So, based on this, so we're just going to go through very quickly on setting up a bot. Of course, optimization is necessary based on what your settings are. So, first of all, hide our welcome message to be able to start to enable it for the ones for newcomers which are setting up bots for the first time. And also, we're just going to go and scroll right down to the bottom of our account, of the indicator, sorry. And we're going to look for the area for the alert. A couple of you guys come back to me based on DaviddTech strategies during the week with asking if we need to enable this part here. So we'll use Trigger.Trade bot. This part is become put into the cupboard, and we've left it aside because by enabling this area here, it will just slow down your trades humongously. So forget about that and just leave it unchecked. And now we're just going to go into the API entries. Let's delete out this part here. So setting up a bot is quite simple. We're just going to, for DaviddTech, we're just going to use a DaviddTech strategy here, based on the idea that we're going to be running a USDT for start off with. Open up our orders. As usual, been through this process quite a few times with you guys lately. So we're just going to skip on this part and go as fast as possible very quickly. And go down to here. So this is the area which I said to you about, which is one of the main interests and great support service which we got here at Trigger.Trade, is try and use as much as possible the Telegram bot. It takes 5 seconds to set up when you got a Telegram account, and it saves a lot of time to be able to debug. In the case of like hedge mode being enabled or stuff like that, it will send a custom message to you, so it makes it much faster for us to be able to give you a solution, so you don't miss out on any trades in case you got something which is misconfigured, like APIs which are set to read only, or hedge mode enabled, or if not, missing funds, because on some occasions I've also been into the occasion where people have put money onto the Bybit account or Binance account and haven't put it into the derivatives, so they've left it on funding or into spot, and it's not in the right account, so it can't trade on that part. So just take your Telegram ID and just post it in there, and then also in that way it'll add it into the code. So now we're going to go scroll back up to the top here, and we're just going to copy in our longs and entries, open up TradingView, paste it in there, do exactly the same with exits, and do once again the same again on our short entries as well. So my computer's just gone slow 2 seconds. Enter short here. And enter exit copy. And save that setting. And now we just got to go and set up a alert message inside of. So we're going to click on the 3 little dots here, click on our alerts, set to order fields only. Our message, we're going to, inside the message area, we're going to delete the whole of the content, click on a question mark, and scroll down to the area, gone past it. Yep, there you go. Placeholder with the strategy prefix, and we're going to look for this message. So strategy alert message, or strategy.order.alert underscore message, and we're going to close this window again now. Paste the message in. Always check, make sure there's no spaces before or after the message. So just take over, like there I had a space, and put mouse there, just delete, just in case there is a space, because in that case the message won't be correct on transmitted, and it'll just be an error on your log, and you won't receive anything through Telegram because of that space being placed before or after. Checking our notifications. If it's the first time you set up, normally you should have something that kind of looks like this. Click on webhook URL. For the webhook URL, normally it'll be a blank area like so. We're just going to click on Trigger.Trade again. Up here we've got a blue button which is copy webhook URL. Copy that in and paste it into the area like so. And we're just going to create the message here. So once again, make sure you've got the right webhook URL if you're using derivatives compared to perps. So just make sure that derivatives and inverse, just to make sure that the webhook's correct, because if you use one and you want to set up on the other, it won't submit the trades. So we'll be going in an endless loop, because we won't we won't be getting a log through Telegram, because as it's on the wrong webhook, the placeholders aren't set exactly the same. So that would be an issue for you. So just check on it, make sure the webhook's correct all the time. And that's how we set up a bot with DaviddTech strategies.
Will,
Yep.
is the webhook for Binance and Bybit the same?
No, webhook for Binance and Bybit are different. They're two different setups. That's why inside of Trigger.Trade you've got Bybit connector and Binance connector. Currently, the inverse isn't available on Binance. It's only available for Bybit. We've only just finished developing it and chucked it through beta test. We are going through Binance beta testing at the moment, and that should be up within the next couple of days as well.
The order messages, error messages.
Yep.
Is it also showing when an order is too big?
When an order is too big, no. Currently, the messages on Binance are just a general message saying the issue with, for example, couldn't place the order. It will tell you if it can't get the wallet, so it can't get the amount on the wallet if the wallet's under the trade. So if it's under $1 or something like that, for example, it won't go into. It's not a detailed Telegram bot. It's just to give a general message currently at the moment. We are working on the feature for it to be able to give precise, pinpointed messages, so we can actually figure out what the issue is much faster. But for first pointers, it's just to give a general message to be able to indicate where it is. And inside the message, generally, it's got an error code supplied from Binance or Bybit. And then if you just send it over to me, that way I can give you what the issue is, because we've built an internal database currently at the moment with all the different issues currently that we've come along and that we've had errors from, and they've returned codes for us from Bybit.
Sorry, I misunderstood it probably. How is that for Bybit when my order is too big?
Order is too big for Bybit. We just say to message that it's for it that it didn't go through. That's the only issue at the moment. It doesn't give a custom message say the order's too big on it. This would be nice. If you go through depending on what you're using, if you're using a fixed percentage or on your trades, or if you're using a fixed wallet amount on your trade.
Yeah.
If you're using a fixed percentage, we are currently looking at it to add a feature a bit like other bot platforms that if you put 100% in, it will automatically adjust to become like an 85% trade, because Bybit are all generally so far on all the tests which I've made, I haven't managed to push past 85% on trading wallets amounts. That's what the maximum they've put through so far on it. But we will be looking at that in the future. But
it depends on your portfolio.
Depends on portfolio. Whichever way it goes on portfolio. If you're trading over 85%, a lot of your trades get blocked due to that, because I've had issues with a couple of guys where a couple of the end users which have been using the Trigger.Trade bot, which have been putting 100% of portfolio. The Bybit haven't allowed it. We've manually tried it together, where we tried like 96%, 95%, 94%, 92% going down, and the trigger seems to be 85% on a lot of different coins. So we will be working on that. We still haven't tested out every single coin, so based on what coin value is going to be, we're going to have to sort out to find a middle, because it seems that when it sends out the script from TradingView to Bybit, when it goes through our servers, it doesn't actually read what the coin pair is. It just sends that coin. So we're going to have to find an average for everybody to be satisfied on that part.
Okay, so it's not for example, dividing one order in several orders to place the total amount that we want, for example.
No, that's
I have,
not.
for an example, in the past, a lot of times trading risk-based, a lot of orders, like 50K orders, could be placed because for that specific coin was only 10K allowed, for example.
Okay. Currently we haven't got that feature.
Each coin has a different maximum order amount.
Yep. So currently we have not got that feature. It could be something that could be submitted in future updates. To be honest, Marco, I haven't thought of that kind of idea, but it could be submitted to the team, and won't say it'll be done by tomorrow, but it could be something for a future update we could look into.
Obviously, I'm going for drinks with Marco because he's got more money than you, William.
Yeah, totally. I was just about to say exactly the same thing. I'm coming out for a coffee with you guys. and find David. Just while you're doing that, find someone else to be able to do this bot with you, because I'm getting drunk with Marco.
Yeah,
Too late, me and Marco are already teamed up.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
So,
good idea for the future.
Yep. For future updates, I'll put that down and I'll have a look at what we can do for that part on Marco. But thanks for your feedback. It's great to have.
You too. Thank you very much, Will.
I'm all up to date on questions on YouTube. Yep, that's correct.
Yep, all done.
Yep, that's fine. Can you show me how to adjust the indicator? Can you show me how you adjust the indicator on the bot to give a general idea on what to change on the bot?
Vlad be going over that. We're optimizing.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's
Vlad
more of an optimizer.
Yep, that's more of an optimization issue than actually using it. So we're about to use the question. So for that part, you'd have to use the optimizer. We have got a workshop going in place with Vlad on explain how to use the optimizer more correctly. I mean, that's not my field of it, so I'll leave that over to Vlad. But we got it.
It's not in events yet anyway, so we can't share when it's going to happen yet.
My idea is to do we're going to be doing a full day sometime during the month, where we start early in the morning. Well, early, not too early because I don't get up early, but early-ish in the morning, and do a full day where we go through absolutely everything from A to Z, from installing the strategy, building your own strategy if you want, and also optimizing, so you'll be able to get an idea of absolutely every single step from A to Z. And then finally, obviously connecting your indicator or a DaviddTech indicator through Trigger.Trade. So during the month, I'll do a full day going through absolutely everything. So you should be able to see how to optimize and all of that at the same time.
William, can you please explain a little more in detail the static bot? What I mean is, let's say I have some indicator or strategy. I would like to get explanation if I need only strategies which are outside of DaviddTech.
Yep.
How am I theory supposed to connect it to Trigger.Trade?
So depending on what kind of indicator, some indicators have been set up which have got API fields like the DaviddTech ones. Others don't. So let's go for just an example. Imagine that we've got an indicator which is going to declare a point of entry on 182, like when Johnny uses his bots, for example. Thanks for the idea, Johnny, on that part. So if we're going to have an entry on BTC at this point, what we'd normally do is we'd set an alert for... Wait, just let me clean that off quickly. Add an alert example. And when you're going to set your crossing value, for example, if you're going to hit on a point, so we're going to ask it to enter the trade when it goes up on BTC USDT. Now we're just going to go switch over to Trigger.Trade, go on to other strategies. Once again, put in our APIs. correctly. Here we're going to choose, as we're running on BTC, we'll be looking for BTC USDT.
Okay.
Whether we're going to have entry orders or limit orders, depending on what your trading type is. We're going to put in our amount that we want to trade, whether we're using percentage of portfolio or a fixed amount, a leverage. So we'll just leave it at 50. And here we can enable or disable the stop loss or take profit. So if I'm going to use it as if we're going to have all the factors that we want, so we're going to have a stop loss, which say will be at 2%, a take profit, which is going to be same as bit at 2%, for example.
All right, I'll just.
How much do you say, Scopes? Just make you happy.
70%, mate. I'm just thinking about risk to reward, mate.
Yep, no problem. We're going to leave the multi-take profits off, for example, here, but you can enable it if you want it as well. The encryptor, we've got all of our codes here, so if you want, and we've got a couple more functions inside of static bot than what we've got inside of a DaviddTech bot because of DaviddTech actually having it built into the strategy itself, like DCA, meshing, pyramiding,
But William,
etc. Yep.
how do I connect the alert, the general alert on the indicator I'm using? Let's say just a simple one, SMA 20 crossing SMA 50, just for example. And I have an alert each time that it is crossing for long or short.
Yep.
How do I hook it up to the static bot?
Yep, I'm just going to finish this part and I'll be able to show you on the next part, no problem. No, so I was just going step by step explaining. So like I said, always try and, if you've got Telegram, use the bot for it. It's a great add-on. Anybody that's used either DaviddTech bots or static bots, I think, can confirm that it's made life much easier since we've put it in together. You've also got selections here for it. So for only received the errors, only received the successful. So your phone's not ringing every 2 minutes if you're running on short time frames. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to hit up to the top, back up here, and we're going to go copy our long entry.
Okay.
And then inside, once we've set up, so you'd have the same alert if you're with an indicator, which is outside of DaviddTech, you'd have the same kind of setup as this, like so. And we're just going to paste inside the message the script which is built from Trigger.Trade, as you can see. So we're putting that inside the message instead of the strategy alert. We're just going to paste that in there like so. Go on to notifications and put in our webhook. So we'll just go and copy our webhook here again. And paste it in there. And create the alert. And there you go. That's connected for you using a static bot. Whether it would be on an entry. Here we're using as a price action. So we're entering on the next point. But we could also set it up with an indicator, with a different indicator in the same means.
So William, in reality, I need to have 4 alerts in order to have a real trade. One for enter long, one for exit long, for enter short, exit short. So in reality, if I have an indicator that just generate alerts, I need 4 alerts.
4 alerts.
Because you just showed one. This is just for, let's say, enter. How do I?
So you'd have to have 4 alerts set up for if you're using it without, like, for example, if you're using it with take profits and stop losses, and you're not worried about getting the message to your phone, or you base yourself on your TradingView account for getting the closing on the alerts, then you can skip having the exits on each one of them. That's my way, which I do it when I set up myself on static bots. The only ones which are important to have up are 2 alerts in that case, which would be the entry short and the entry long, as I set up with take profits and stop losses on percentage basis each time. Then us and as they close based on the stop loss or the take profit. But I don't get through notifications, so that's not an important part. So you only really need 2 indicators on the 2 alerts for that part.
Will the static bot know to ignore multiple entries because I'm already in a trade, things like that? So
if you want it to ignore multiple entries, we've got you set up the bot inside here. So here you have a function which is close existing positions. So if you want it to close when the bot enters on that same coin pair, any trade which is open, then you leave to yes. If not, you switch to no. So if you're doing some manual trading besides having a bot trade, then you put it at no. And also,
It's like the pyramiding. Yeah.
and also you got pyramiding, which is here. So pyramiding, the standard pyramiding, which is this option here for yes or no. So that will stop it from stacking up on that trade alert message. And if you want to have it to be able to stack up to a fixed amount, say like $100 with $20 trade, so you want to have it 5 times to stack up if there's 5 alerts inside of a period, then you'd use conditional pyramiding here, and you'd put the $100 here, so also in that way it'll trade $20 5 times, and when it hits to $100 global, it will stop adding to your portfolio inside those trades.
Is there going to be documentation explaining these settings on the site?
Yep, we are currently working on that. That's what the new knowledge area is going to be. We're going to have static bots, more static bot documentation explaining how the code actually works, what factors you actually need, and how to set up step by step with static bots and variable bots, and a couple of our friend ChatGPT codes to be able to give an idea on how to set things up.
So is setting up the bot on Spot pretty much the same?
Spot trading will be exactly identical. We'll have the same interface as this if you're using static. If you're going to be using DaviddTech bots, it will be exactly the same as well. You just have the placeholders, which are different, and a different webhook, and it will place the spot trades for you instead.
But there is no stop losses for.
Yeah, there's no stop losses on it. So it'll just be alerts.
Okay, and this is it'll be a change in the, I guess, the setting where you choose between inverse, perpetual, and then I guess it'd be another
spot
selection for spot.
Yep, there will be one spot for you, which will not have the SL or TP set either on it.
Okay.
Can I just add to the question about adding to indicators? If last time we gave an example of Vu Manchu, for instance, or Market Cipher. If you're wanting to get into a trade on a green dot on a Market Cipher or something like that, and it pops up, if you go to the 3 dots on the side of the indicator, have you got the Vu Manchu indicator, Will?
I don't think I have.
VU Manchu MAN. There it is. That one there. Okay.
That one?
Yeah, I just
The
used this one as an
Cipher B?
example. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's that one. Yeah, it is indeed. So if you just click the 3 dots at the side there, for instance, if you wanted to add an alert go up to the top, add alert on the green dots. So if you wanted to go there, go to second drop down, there's all of the potential entries. So for instance, if you wanted to go onto a green dot, you can create the gold dot dot there. You can add your alert like William showed you just a minute ago there. And if you want to make your exits on a percentage and a stop loss on a percentage, you do that inside of Trigger.Trade, which means that you only have 2 alerts because your percentage, your stop loss and your take profits, even if it's several take profits, are set inside as limit orders inside the exchange. So you have 2 alerts at that point. You'd have 4 of alerts if, for instance, you wanted to have an entry on a gold dot and you wanted to make an exit on a red dot for a long, and you wanted to make an entry on a red dot for a short and an exit on a gold dot for exiting a short. So they're the 2 different options that you can do with either 2 alerts or 4 alerts.
So in the case of the 4 alerts, you would rely on the indicator itself for generating the exit parameters, and then in the case of the 2, you would use Trigger.Trade.
Trigger.Trade would have the 2 alerts, yeah, with the percentage exits.
Okay. And is there a way to set up a paper trading account for testing?
Yes.
Yeah, there's if you're using Binance, you can go to testnet.binance.com, and inside there you can use the Bybit account on it, and inside of here you can use the testnet account. They give you, I think it's 66,000 virtual dollars to be able to test out different indicators, different strategies, different funds. All the only thing which is important, is to make sure that when you enable those funds, you transfer them over to USDT if you're going to be trading with USDT, for example, and not inversed. and to put them into your asset portfolio inside of derivatives for wallet and not inside your spot wallet, for example.
Okay, thanks.
No problem.
There is an option for testnet inside Trigger.Trade.
Just here up top here, you got testnet and mainnet here.
Okay.
There is any way after you set up your to check if you've done everything right, or you just have to wait until one of the trades is going to be open?
To be able to test them if your settings are correct, currently, I was actually speaking to David about this earlier on, is going to be a feature we're going to be adding on just to be able to, with a button inside of the Trigger.Trade panel, to be able to check all your rights are correctly set up. Currently, the only way which you can do it is set up on a low time frame, to be able to test that everything's running all right based on a DaviddTech strategy. Just to make sure your rights are open, or if not, you can DM me over on William1310, or if not, the Trigger.Trade team inside of Discord, and we'll quite happily set up together a test environment and force through a trade to make sure your rights are currently working. But we only do that on a testnet account. We can't do it on live trading accounts for you.
Okay, buddy, thank you.
No problem.
Great.
Will.
Yep.
Will you also looking into Pine Connector? Was that correct?
That is a weekend job for me.
Okay.
That's it's not nothing's actually put in concrete yet. We are looking into building an add-on which will be able to install onto your computer on an MT4 and MT5 database, on an MT4 MT5 workspace, and to be able to launch trades from TradingView to your computer, but based on a local setup inside your computer currently. We haven't looked at building through APIs through the web version basis, but it is a project, yeah.
Okay, but that will mean that we always have to run the computer 24/7, or not?
Yep, in first stages, that will be the first idea is to build it so just to be able to get the MT5 connector working for everybody on a local server setup. The Nossen will look later on at developing maybe on the web version of MT4 or MT5.
Yeah.
For the first instance, the first bots will be generated as a local environment.
Okay. If I'm right, there are already Chrome extensions for it, or not? Maybe it can help you to develop something. I'm not sure, but
Yep, I have checked it out I have checked out quite a few of the Chrome extensions. Only reason why I'm not sticking with the Chrome extensions is that inside of the Chrome extension, a lot of them ask for your APIs or login passwords, etc. At Trigger.Trade, we want to make it simple, and we don't want to store any of your data. So we want to make it fluid as possible without stocking any of your data inside of our databases. So if we can keep it to be something in the idea of having like a EA assistant inside of your MT4, which can listen to something to a specific port that we've set up together. That way, it makes it much easier on us, and then we're not, like I said, we're not storing any of your credentials or anything. We want to try and stay away as far as possible from storing any personal data, just to make it on the site, to make an extra layer of security really on that end. So it's something which is in process of talking about. I have been doing a bit of development on it currently, but it's not a fixed in stone idea. We're quite happy to hear anybody's ideas, and we'll look into any possibility.
Okay, thanks.
No problem.
I think that's why I've stopped using Chrome, William, because obviously data and stuff on Chrome.
That is one of the main issues.
So what browser are you using now?
Opera Crypto is VPN as well. Don't store anything.
Okay. Thanks.
It started the other day when I just tried of a week. I mean, I checked the most secure web browsers, and Chrome was not. On some sites it said stuff, and then I read more into it. And it said, like, obviously, well, it gave me reason to change my web browser.
Yeah, I mean, also the other thing is not only we don't want to store anything, but also all the extensions which I've been looking at on Chrome ask you to have Chrome always open, plus your MT4, plus your MT5, plus a window inside TradingView somewhere or other, and so it takes a lot of resources to be able to chuck on that computer, pass the message through Chrome extension, and also send it to your MT4 account. It takes a lot of resources and ends up having quite a slow trade. So that's one thing I also want to try and keep away from on that end, and try and give something, once when it will be launched, just give something fast and responsive to any trades, so we're not missing anything out for any of the end users. I think I'm up to date with everybody's messages.
There's
So-
nothing on YouTube for you, Will.
Yep.
Good.
No.
You're good. You're good. Thanks for asking your questions.
Mm,
Yeah, that's
yep.
it.
I mean, I'll be in general chat for a little while now, so if anybody's got any questions or has any issues setting up bots after this, you can quite happily join me in general chat voice, and we can go through setting up together if anybody needs it.
William,
Yep.
William plus David, I guess.
Yes.
I was hoping maybe David can provide as a library, or I don't know what way, the backplate. So let's say I'm writing some indicator, so it will be easier to have all the features of the backplate of multiple take profits, whatever. An easy integration into Trigger.Trade. This is a high-level idea. I don't know if it's practical, but because as we discussed before with the static bot, if I want to do a full enter long, exit short, and everything, I need like 4 alarms.
Absolutely.
If there was some way that David was providing some backplate with the code, of course, not available as a live, I don't know how. With an easy integration, then let's say I have some indicator that is generating the alerts and in some way more easily enjoy all the features of the backplate and have a seamless integration between some indicator writing, the backplate, and the static bot offered by Trigger.Trade.
David.ai.
Yes, we're kind of working on something at the moment called David.ai, which is a generator, and for that generator, I'm building a completely open source boilerplate, which will do exactly what you just asked for. It will give you access to the code. You'll just be able to copy and paste the indicators that you want from like an EMA or whatever, and give it the conditions, and then you'll be able to easily connect directly to Trigger.Trade. So working on it at the moment.
You mentioned that you work a lot with Python. Will it be for TradingView with
Yes, it's for
PineScript?
TradingView. Yes, it's for
I think you
TradingView.
PineScript.
Will the indicators you use have to be open source, David?
For that, yes, they will. Yes, but the one that I was building yesterday, the OptiBot, that kind of idea would be also another alternative, which would allow you to use any indicator and then allow you to use Trigger.Trade for that. So I just thought of it while you were asking the question. I'll see if I can't build something into OptiBot so that you can connect any indicator to Trigger.Trade easily with just one single alert.
Well, that will be great.
Because you could do something like an easy take loss, stop loss and take profit with an ATR or something like that with OptiBot, and then you could use the signals from Market Cipher or whatever to take the entry, and it could do all of that. So great idea. Just had it. Thank you very much.
You're
I
welcome.
will try and see if I can integrate something like that into OptiBot.
That would be excellent.
Yeah, I never thought of it. That's great. Yeah, it's a good idea. Very, very good idea. Thank you. I guess I won't be sleeping much tonight again. Going to be coding.
Guess what? Guess what? I'm not sticking with you. I make coffee. I could just hear Johnny laughing in the background there. Switched off his mic just after finishing. Once again.
Anyway,
Hey,
another question?
Sure.
sorry, yeah, I just had a quick question.
The question is more about organization of all the strategies in DaviddTech TV.
Yeah.
David, I understood that in general, when you post on YouTube a strategy, you add it to this list of strategies that you code. Now, I assume that over time they are going maybe some updates, improvements or something, and if it will be some indication on the side of the strategy, like being updated, something, it will be easier for people to know that this strategy was improved vs the one that was when the video was recorded, or some visual indication that allows us to see if the strategy was updated. Because let's say you coded something 1 year ago, but it's a good strategy, you want to improve it. How do I know that it was improved vs what you uploaded 1 year ago?
Very true. Very true. Yes, you're right.
Some way of, I don't know, version indication, some icon near it, whatever, I don't know.
Yes.
So we'll know that it's actually been updated, and what we see on YouTube is an older version.
Yes. Okay. Very true. Very true. I'll see what I can add. I generally try to update the boilerplate every 2 to 3 months. The structure of all of the indicators, but I do it all in one go, so it doesn't, because obviously there's a lot of indicators. Things like last month I added multi-time frames, confluence to a lot of the indicators. But yes, very true. I need to find a visual way of indicating when they were updated last, or make the log a little bit more easy to read. Very true. I will have a look to see if I can work out a way of doing that.
Thank you.
You're right. So I'm just going to write down the 2 ideas, just because I will forget otherwise. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. Let me pull up.
I love it when streams are like this. I mean, I host and David gets the jobs. That's the best way of life.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Will. So there was the OptiBot connector.
Yeah, with the general indicator, yeah, something like that.
The connector, and also version indication.
Some of you noted that you're trading FOREX. Is it possible to trade FOREX on Bybit or to another exchange?
I don't trade. This was Scopes that was talking earlier about.
You
FOREX.
need another.
Yeah, you need
another place.
With the indicators, it is possible using things like Pine Connector and other tools like that. Trigger.Trade is only Bybit, and that's only crypto.
Okay, so
the DaviddTech strategies, you can connect them to.
It is, in order to trade FOREX, it's outside the environment at the moment with Trigger.Trade and DaviddBot.
Yeah, there's lots of tools out there that you can connect the DaviddTech strategies with FOREX, like I said, Pine Connector and things like that. Trigger.Trade is just a tool. Well, it's just a tool. It's a very good tool that's been put together by William to connect to Bybit. Yeah, another tool. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool. I was
just another tool.
Sorry,
just had a quick question.
Sure.
Hey, oh, by the way, just wanted to say, love what you guys are doing. You guys have been super helpful trying to build a bot. But I just put that in there.
Thank you very much,
My
Rick.
question's just around. You're right, and my question is just around the bot setup itself. Kind of having a bit of trouble setting up Trigger.Trade. Wondering if we can actually set it up on the smarter money concepts indicator, or does it only work with strategies?
The smarter money indicator is currently going through a big update that I'm working on with a couple of people inside of the group. It's an indicator, so it doesn't work as well as the strategies. You'd have to choose very much like the market cipher and use the static bot. But currently, like I said, I'm updating it at the moment with the ABC strategies as well, ABC indicators as well. So you should see some better entries in the very near future for it.
Awesome. Thanks.
No problem. Thanks, Rex. Thank you very much. It is possible to use, but you'd have to use the static bot for it as an indicator.
Hello. Sorry, just on that. So with the static bot, I think because what I'm trying to just do is a fixed percentage entry and exit. So
Okay.
I'm assuming the static bot should suffice for that. Right?
Absolutely.
Yep. So you're using smarter money. Which one are you using? Smart money ABC beta.
The indicator.
It's
Indicator. I believe.
indicator. Yeah, smart money.
Yeah,
A
so
bit further down,
ABC.
bit further down.
That one there.
A bit further down, that's the screener.
Oh,
the
sorry.
next one, we're on
Yep.
the next one. The other one there.
Yep, there.
That's the one.
Let's just make sure it loaded. No, it didn't load. Okay, 2 seconds. Let me reload it. Smart money indicator there.
See, David, all these smarter money, I have not got them on my indicators. All them smarter monies, I have not got one. I've got one, but there's loads on Williams. I've not got one.
Because you don't mean a good boy.
I have to spend some time with you.
It's been like it for a while now.
Yeah.
So, Rix, if we
Oh, no one. So the 3 dots on
we
the
use-
side. Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, Will. Sorry, Carol. You go for it, mate.
So, Rix, if you're using this kind of setup, what you'd have to do is you'd have to set up with a static bot. So, once again, we'd set up an alert based on those entries for you, and then I'll send. Be using crossing over.
That'd be
On it.
entry.
Yeah, I was just, for example, using like a breaker structure.
Yep. So you got
BOS.
whereabouts is
Or
it?
a market structure break, whichever.
Yeah, no problem.
Those are the two I'm looking at.
So if we got that, like so, now we've got our message which would appear up. So what we'd do is we'd go to Trigger.Trade here inside of static bot and just set up the percentages you want to take. So stop loss and take profit here. Copy it once again. So for an entry, for example, on a long, and just paste it inside like that. Go on to notifications, put in our webhook, and I'll send create it, and I'll send you be set up with the indicator based on your stop loss and take profit you set up inside of Trigger.Trade down here.
Right. Okay, so I'll need to set up 4 separate ones for the entries and the exits for longs and shorts.
Yep.
You'd only need one alert. Oh, 2 alerts.
Oh, okay.
One for
But
short,
that's
one
one
for
for
long.
the-
Yeah. The exits will be automatically because you've set it in percentages, like you said. The exits will be limit orders or set your profit, your stop loss and take profits inside of your exchange directly.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
And I haven't set up that debugging bot yet, but I might just play around with that because my alerts are working, but for some reason it's not hitting the Trigger.Trade. But
Yeah.
take that off.
Join me in general chat if you want afterwards, or we can do a one-on-one later on whenever you're free. Find a time which is more convenient for you, and we can go through it step by step. One thing I would say is if you're using Bybit or Binance, just let me open up this page here. Go into the trading environment. General issues, which are about 97% of the time, is you've got to go click on this clog up here. So you select what coin pair you're going to be using, click on this clog, when it wants to load, of course, and change your position mode. By default, the position modes are set on one way. You need to switch over to hedge mode.
Right. Okay. I'll try that as well.
That's 97% time of the case where the orders don't go through where you get the alerts, but the orders aren't submitted correctly. And as you haven't got the Telegram bot enabled, you won't get the notification for it. But that's 97% of the cases. Just this little problem here, which we're currently working on to try and find a solution around that as well with the team at Trigger.Trade.
Perfect. Thanks for that.
No problem.
Hello guys, I just joined a few minutes ago. I would like to know what the stream is about to get involved.
Tonight's stream we were talking about how the updates of the Trigger.Trade bots and just general questions about Trigger.Trade and setting up.
You missed all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Is it recorded? Can we watch it again?
It's recorded. It's just let me republish Vlad's link that he sent to me earlier on again. Just publish it.
I don't know if you know what Trigger.Trade is, if you've used it or not. It's a tool that was built by the community to allow you to connect any trading strategy to from TradingView to Bybit and Binance, and it's part of the community. So it works with DaviddTech strategies and also works with any other strategy or any other indicator on TradingView. And William's been updating it, making it better, adding loads of new features. And he's just come in today to announce the new features, one of which is inverse, because before it was only USDT perpetuals, and now there's inverse, and he's adding USDC and things like that as well at the moment.
Cool. I would like to ask some questions if you don't mind.
No problem.
Yeah, so I'm still learning this, so I'm new to this. So yeah, the bots or the strategies that you create, David, if we want to test them, let's say in bots, should we test each strategy on a separate account, and should we change the settings for the strategies that you build? And if yes, is there a place in the Discord that we can have like a recommended settings that someone tested before, or we should test them on our own?
Yeah, so
most definitely.
Yeah, so there's several answers to the question. First of all, how to test them, and do you test them on several accounts? Depending on your pairs, if they're all on the same pairs. For instance, if you're just on Bitcoin, for example, I tend to separate out into several accounts. That way I know how each and every one of my strategy is working. So I create a sub-account for strategy 1, a sub-account for strategy 2, a sub-account for strategy 3. That way, if one of them's working and the other one isn't, I know which one is working and which one isn't. Because if they're all trading on the same pair, we could end up with things with one strategy exiting strategy 1 exiting strategy 2, or they're mixing up the entries and making a complete mess. So that's how I deal with that myself. I apologize, just 2 seconds. I haven't talked much tonight, but I just need a glass of water.
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna rename the streams.
And then second question about the settings for strategies. So when we first
put a couple of links in chat.
Thank you very much.
Winning strategies, just so and I've tagged him so he can just flick on them as well after you spoke. Sorry.
Great, fantastic. So Scope's just put a couple of links up in the chat. If you go over the link mouse over the DaviddTech AMA at the top, there's like a little chat icon, so you can open the chat at the side there. Strategy settings. The idea is that we all share our settings as a group. Since the beginning, that's how it's always really worked inside DaviddTech. We kind of share our settings. I share my settings at the beginning when I build the YouTube video. But problem is they do get a bit lost inside of Discord because there's so much information. Yeah, there's just so much information here. So William, myself, and Vlad are currently working on there's a new forum feature inside of Discord, which allows us to separate chats into smaller areas. So we're working on an area which is called Optimize Strategies, I believe it is. Optimizer Settings, where we're starting to add the settings that I've come up with. Some settings still work, some don't. Some of them are 18 months old and the settings are no longer valid. I'm currently running, I think it's about 5 or 6 strategies full time in the background, which I share daily in the general chat, talk about whenever anybody asks questions about them. I don't run all of the strategies because that especially as they're all on crypto for me at the moment, even though I'm looking to try and diversify into other things at the moment myself. But the strategies that I have and how I run them. I'm also working on, for the end of the month, trying to put together a platform so you can see the open trades that I have and when they're opening and closing on the bots that I have. But even my setups aren't perfect. Sometimes they went about 2 months ago. I went through a couple of weeks. Well, yeah, a good couple of weeks of drawdowns. So it's always best to know how to optimize yourself. I've built tools like the Optimiser, which is a program for Chrome, which will sit in the background at the top of your Chrome browser and optimize. Yeah, there you go. William's showing it to you. Optimize the trading strategies for you as a bot. It'll go through and try and find the best settings for you for each of the strategies. Vlad, who's here, does live streams about that, and there's loads of videos on the website about that as well.
Sorry for interrupting.
No problem.
I would like to ask something about this optimizer. This is mainly we use it when we want to test our strategy and test different variables. Is that right?
Absolutely. So what it does is it instead of you having to press the length 12, turn it to 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, it will do it all automatically as a bot for you, and then it will download it into a Excel spreadsheet. You tell it what you're looking for. If you're looking for high profit and high win rate, you put it like William's doing at the moment. You choose what you want to optimize for. It will do all of the back testing and find the. It's not going to be the best settings because obviously you have to be very careful of things like overfitting. You still need to test afterwards, but it will come up with settings for you to give you ideas of what lengths work, what take profits work, and things like that. So I personally use it.
Nice.
Use it in 2 different ways. I take a couple of values that I use inside of each strategy, and then I try to optimize those values. I never go through and try and optimize everything. You can choose the areas that you want to optimize, like the length of an RSI or whatever. I don't try to optimize everything in one go because that would be long and lengthy, and then I try to optimize afterwards the take profits and the stop loss to see what would work well as a good entry and an exit indicator, or an exit as a percentage, or as an ATR and a RR. So we provide.
And when it comes to testing the strategies, how much time do you, let's say, is it for 3 months to know is it worth it to go on and complete with this strategy, or is it 1 year? What time frame you are looking on to measure the results from this bot that you integrated with your exchange?
It depends. It depends. I do things like walk-through methods where I optimize on small amounts of data and then I optimize test on large data. I try to give myself the best possible situation before testing. Then I've tested. I've got some strategies that I've run in the background since pretty much the beginning of DaviddTech. That I've left just running for almost a year with some of them to see where they work. I've 3 to 6 months, I think, is a good ballpark to be testing. But there's also a point where it's good to test on maybe a very small amount of money to
sure.
see whether ballpark it works. To be testing. But there's also sorry about that.
Kamali, there is also another link in the chat, and there's a new member who's just started optimizing strats. Mason is called.
He's brilliant.
I've put the link into the chat, so you can click on that, and there is already optimized and live tested strategies there, and you can see the results and that there of said strat. But obviously not to say it's going to give you the same results, just obviously they're there just so you don't mess about, and you can see all the stuff there and you can see all the results from it. And the guy's tested already and optimized himself, and he gives you everything there, the settings and everything. So it's a good starting point.
Yep.
Nice. Thank you, mate.
Thanks, Scopes. Yeah, it depends on how comfortable you feel. I feel for myself that very much like trading manually, there's a moment in life where you have to take it from the test net and put it onto the real main net, even if it's a small amount of money, just so you get the real feeling of how the bot would work. That's how I work anyway.
When you say small amount of money, is it enough to test with $100, let's say, for each strategy?
Oh,
is that a good amount to start with?
Yes. You have to be comfortable. It has to be fitting with your lifestyle. I don't know how much money. I don't want you to risk your money with what I say. So I have to be
sure.
what I say, obviously.
Yeah. I control my risk. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So it just has to be enough money to be able to cover the entries. So if you're putting 20% in there, just make sure that each and every one of those entries will be taken inside of what I'm saying, is if you've got 3 trades that are going to be sent off at the same time, it just has to have enough money to be able to cover those 3 trades at the same time. And that's all I do. I don't want it to put me in an uncomfortable situation. I just want to make sure that it's working and have some real results for me to download at the end of the month to be able to see whether, okay, I'll put some more money into this to make sure that to continue testing. That's how I've done it in the past. Like I said, even myself, I'm not in the slightest perfect. I've gone through months of drawdowns as well. I've been gone through last 90 days have been absolutely wonderful for my bots, but there's been periods which are not fantastic, which also you have to deal with. And you also have to deal with drawdowns, and you have to be confident in your bots before launching them, because I don't want to turn my bots off because I want them to continue going, and I don't want to do exactly the same as I would do as if I was a manual trader and stop trading something because it's not working for 3 days and then all of a sudden it starts working again. So
true.
Yeah, so
right.
So on another note, if you want to,
sorry, go on, mate.
Go on. No, go on.
No, I was just saying I worked through those drawdowns and I'm a happy boy again this month. So, so you just have to be comfortable.
Dinner at lunchtime.
Sorry?
I said you brought me dinner at lunchtime.
Oh, yeah, I brought him dinner.
And Kamali, as far as being comfortable goes, and like David said about stopping trading, just to let you know, I set one of David's strategies off. I lost 13 in a row. Most people would cancel it off after probably 4 or 5, but I stuck with it. I lost 13 in a row, and then straight after I won 23 in a row. So Just you know, so it's just
13 what?
obviously
13 losing trade in a
I
row?
lost 13 and then I won 23 straight after in a row.
Okay. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just
I
like,
didn't
obviously, like
understand
David,
that, right.
yeah, it's like David said, obviously, if you're going to do something, be confident in it. And I did that. And not once did I think, I'm going to turn this off, because I was comfortable with the amount of money I had. I was comfortable with the amount, even every trade that lost, it lost me money. But I was comfortable with the amount it was losing, while still giving it the time and having the patience and the time for it to start working on, you know, start to do its own thing, because you're not going to lose every single trade in a row. I mean, well, not in a row, but you're not going to lose every single trade that the bot ever opens. So it's just a matter of perseverance and being comfortable, as David said.
Yeah, exactly. And I have another question. For example, as I remember, there is a strategy called the one, for example. For this strategy, let's say, if we want to test it on Bitcoin and Ethereum and another altcoin, should we do it? Should we do each coin separately, or to be honest, I don't know how it actually works. So when we set up a strategy, usually it's on a certain asset, and we should increase further into different assets, or how it usually works.
So the one actually is just a good settings bot. It has a couple of bots, and they're mainly for Bitcoin. It's all set up inside of it so that you don't have to do anything. It's more of a beginner bot. So the idea was, you come into DaviddTech, you find the one, and you add the one, and you've got something to start with. I shared the settings that I used in it. It was something that I tested for a long time before actually releasing those on live accounts, and also back tested. As you can see, there's hardly any settings in there for you to play around with. It's got the name of the actual strategies in there. I shared the settings for each of those on DaviddTech Discord. I'll have to share them again because they're probably miles away in the chat at the moment. But the idea is that, but the idea behind it was that it gives you a starting point. It shows you that they can have good results on certain pairs. Then just download the actual name strategy. So that's the one that William's got on his screen at the moment. It's the dead zone. So download the dead zone and then play around with the settings until you find decent settings yourself on that one, because you can find much better settings than I have there. There's loads of users that have given better settings. I've just gone for a safer settings, because obviously I was sharing it with everybody, so I had to do a safer setting than the best settings as such. I do.
David,
sorry, yes.
Can you open, please, the Hoffman strategy? I have something strange. I just was trying to play with it, and I don't understand what's going on here. Okay. I'm on a BTC pair with Hoffman.
Yes, the Hoffman strategy. I haven't looked at that one in a long time. I believe that was a debunk strategy, if I remember rightly.
Well, on the YouTube, it was supposed to be a good one. I don't know.
Okay, I can't remember. It was a long time ago, so I haven't traded that kid. Sorry, this is on William's computer, so he's just looking through that one there. Well, yeah.
Until that, David, maybe you can answer another user's questions.
Okay.
What's the difference between take profit stop loss settings and bot take profit bot stop loss in OptiBot panel?
Just a moment. Please.
Let me have a look, Vlad. I'm just looking. I'm going to add it very quickly to see if I can find it. What is? Oh, okay. So in the OptiBot, there's two settings. There's maximum. So there's max stop loss and max TP. That's for the optimizer. So you're using it as an optimizer. If you find fantastic settings and you want to use those settings, you go down to the bottom and you go to the bot settings where it says bot SL, bot TP, and that will fix your bot settings to those settings. So you're no longer optimizing. You're only using it as a bot. I hope that was understandable.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, so this is the Hoffman. Sorry, carry on.
Please look. I don't know what is the line on the bottom.
It's obviously a bug.
Lines for each entry, and you don't totally see the chart of, let's say, the BTC USD you're trading. Something is broken.
I write that down. It's obviously a bug. I will have.
Can you not zoom in on the side bit, Will? On the percentage side.
Percentage
No,
side.
no,
You can zoom.
percentage side. No, the scroll bit. The scroll
Something
bit.
is broken here. I don't know what.
Yeah, it's a bug. Bug on.
Scroll on the right hand side.
Scroll on the right hand side.
There. Them percentages. Them percentages.
Oh, yeah, go.
Yeah, put it down.
Can you not?
Yep.
I think it's a bug scope. I think
No.
it's dead. It's a bug. I will fix it. I'll fix it this evening and try and update it.
Graveyard.
I'm just trying to play with different strategies to get a feeling with which one to spend more time.
Okay.
So when I opened one, I didn't understand what's going on here because nothing was being normal.
I'm not sure what why that is. I'll have a look at this. Obviously, a bug that's. I personally don't trade that one, so I will have a look to see what the bug is on it.
That'll just be something that's in it, won't it? Something
it's
that's in it.
plotted line,
Yeah.
Get some more love from ChatGPT to help me.
Which I do the bots yesterday.
Have I tried them? No,
Yeah.
I haven't tried them much, to be honest. The Baidu one, I haven't got access to. Have you got an invited account to it, or?
No, I haven't. No.
No, I haven't.
That Ernie one are you on about?
Yeah, Ernie. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I haven't got an invite for that.
Should have said, yeah, I have. I've made 19 strategies and I've made 100 grand already. Just to wind you up.
Thanks, mate. Yeah.
What are you talking about my life?
Didn't think fast enough.
I fixed that one. The ones that seem to be the most popular in the group at the moment is obviously everything talking about smart money. The other one is the dead zone. Ones that I've had particular success with so far are the bigger extender, the dead zone. I've always liked myself the wolf and bear, although I do optimize it quite a bit. I kind of walk forward, optimize it often. So I take the results from the previous month, optimize it, then run it and test it, and then play with that one there. That's not the right version. I don't believe that one there will.
Yeah, see, all these I ain't got me.
Yeah, I know, yeah. So they're the ones that I've played around with. That's not the right version there, Will. You've got.
Question.
Yes.
When I when I select a strategy from the DaviddTech list,
yes,
and I load it to TradingView. Now let's say that 1 week later you update this strategy.
Yes.
The one that I downloaded is the old one, right? It's like I have to like unselect it and reselect it in order to get the new one.
Absolutely, that's how TradingView works. The reason is because if you have settings inside of a trading strategy, or the alerts are all set up, they don't update it automatically. Otherwise, you would lose all those settings.
This is also an additional reason why to add some indication when something is being updated.
Yeah, the actual indicators themselves, I often, whilst I'm updating them, I try to be online like this more and more often. I'm pretty much now, since Monday this week, I've been online every day talking about a single strategy or building a strategy or updating a strategy. I'm currently working on the smart money strategies and the ABC strategy at the moment. When there's a big update for all of the strategies, I tell everybody knows in advance. I do a full AMA every Thursday at 8 p.m. London time, I think it is. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. London time, where I'll go through all of the updates I'm doing, what I'm going to be doing, when I'm going to be doing them. The last one took me a heck of a lot of time to get it up and running, but you will know in advance when I'm updating everything or making any updates to any trading strategies on a Thursday.
Okay, thank you.
No problem whatsoever.
David, I would like to have an advice. So I do trade and I know about trading, but I'm new to the trading algorithms and this stuff that you are building, which is great, by the way.
Thank you.
What do you recommend for someone who's like me, beginner? Let's stay in this. Where should I start from? Let's say from your Discord or from the website on Patreon. Where should I start and keep going further from there?
Okay, are you looking to code your own strategies or use just the
No.
DaviddTech strategies?
I wanna use your strategies and try to optimize them. Maybe play with the settings.
Okay,
And
so
just know how to connect them with the exchange and stuff like that.
okay, so like I said, we're always, well, often in these voice chats. Either me, Vlad, William Scopes, there's Johnny, and I try to attend, or William or Vlad try to attend all of at least, most of the live streams, so you can ask any questions you want at any time. The best idea, I think, would be to download one of the ones that I suggested earlier, one of the top strategies, the dead zone, for example, or the one. The one as well is a good starting point. But as you're looking to optimize, I'd say download the dead zone version 4 or the bigger extender, because they're ones that are quite easy, much easier to optimize than some of the other ones. I'd download the plugin for Chrome, which is the Optimiser, this thing here. Watch the video on that. It's on the welcome tab above. That will give you a brief overview on how to use that. I've done loads of live streams on how to use it. And then the third point would be to learn how to connect to Trigger.Trade, or are you going to be using Bybit or Binance?
Yeah, Bybit.
Okay, so you learn to use Trigger.Trade because it's very, very simple. There's plenty of alternatives out there. I'll tell you a couple of them. There's Alertatron and Wonderbit. Like I said, Trigger.Trade was made by the members of our community, so it's adapted very well to all of the strategies of DaviddTech. But if you're looking for something a bit more advanced along the way, there are other alternatives as well. So to get started, I'd go away, download the dead zone, play with the settings manually first of all until you get something that looks okay, and then I'll download the plugin for Chrome and try and improve on those settings to make them better. I'm going to be doing workshops, like I said, which are going to be starting early in the morning, going through the day. I'll discuss things like sharp ratios, how to correctly as my point of view. It may not be the same point of view as everybody else, but correctly is how to optimize, how I optimize anyway. So how I optimize a trading strategy, how I test the trading strategy, how I, like I said earlier, walk forward strategy analyst, how to do that inside TradingView, because it's a little bit more complicated than other trading platforms, because there is no real way of segmenting the data into two parts and then optimizing on one and then moving across. So all of these things are a bit more advanced, but I'll go through all of those kind of things in the workshop as well. So I suggest to come to the live streams, ask the questions, download the dead zone, play with the settings, and use the optimizer to try and find the best settings. And one last thing.
Great.
One last thing is if you like, Scope said a minute ago, there's a couple of channels now inside of Discord where you can download other people's settings, and thanks to the optimizer you get the two little arrows at the bottom where it says a default. William, if you just go to defaults, there's two arrows there. Those two arrows, one of them allows you to download all of your settings into an Excel file, and the other one allows you to upload other people's settings. So if you find a setting on the Discord which you like, you just press that button and you can upload somebody else's settings from your computer, the Excel spreadsheet, and it will go through and it will upload and change all the settings so that it fits exactly the same as that other person's settings. You have to be careful that you're on the same exchange and things like that, because they may not look the same as the other person, but it gives you an idea of what their settings are.
David, and this extension works only with the Chrome browser, right? So
Chrome
you
browser,
cannot use or something else. Otherwise, you will lose.
Chromium-based browsers.
Yeah, Chromium-based browsers. It'll work on Brave and things like that. I use Brave and it works fine on it.
Brave?
Brave is a crypto-based, more secure version of Chrome.
And also Edge. I think it's also on Chromium.
It is indeed. I should imagine it would work. I haven't tested it myself. It should work.
Do you recommend, if not using Chrome as the news Brave in general?
I don't really have the same as I'm a developer. I don't have the same sort of worries. I know what extensions to install and things like that. I personally use Brave because I'm from the crypto world. I like crypto as it is. And I like the project, so I use it. It's better for things like if you're worried about cookies and things like that. It's very good at removing cookies, but I don't personally worry too much. I use if you are you using Edge yourself?
Actually, no. I'm just thinking about it because of the ChatGPT integration into Microsoft in the near future.
Yeah.
They announced it, but until it will be available to the public.
Yes.
No, I started to use more Safari because it's more. I like it more if you work in an Apple environment, but
yes. I like Safari as well. Yeah.
But on Safari it will work, not work.
No, it will not work on Safari. No, unfortunately, no. No, it's going to be Brave, Chrome, and also, like you said, Edge. There's a big possibility that it'll work on that. There's a couple of other browsers out there that have a little less well known, like Sidebar. I think there's one called Sidebar or Sidekick that would work.
Someone here Opera Crypto, something like that.
Opera Crypto. This is what Scopes is working. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm using. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also Chromium based.
I don't know because I know that. Let me have a look. I'm not sure. I haven't used it myself. I used to use it a lot because it was extremely fast. But browser. But
I think it is. I'm pretty sure.
It is.
It uses Google. So.
Yeah. So if it's Chromium based, it'll work as well.
Okay. So to find Brave, just download. Look in Google. Download Brave web browser, or
just Brave browser, and you'll find it. It's a lion, an orange lion, I think it is, as a logo. Like I said, I've used it for quite a few years because it's anonymous and it's crypto based. It's got all your crypto wallets included and things like that. But yeah, it all depends on your priorities, whether it's privacy or speed. If you're looking for speed, I know that Opera is extremely fast, and apparently now it's extremely safe as well. So if it's Chromium and everybody's moving over to that, maybe that's the best one. I'm going to be testing it, but I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
No problem whatsoever.
David, have you shared your, let's say that you told me that you have already tested or running, strategies like for a year or more. Is it shared on any channel in the Discord so we can see, let's say, every month with what is the return, how much the drawdown, stuff like that?
That's the platform that I'm working on at the moment. It's called Trader.Dev. It's something that I worked on quite a while ago, and was a platform for forward testing your trading strategies. Not many people used it, so I decided to kind of build a webhook in there so that we can sort of display our settings and also the returns and everything inside one place for strategies that were built on DaviddTech or others. I haven't finished it yet. I hope to finish it by the end of this month, and there you'll be able to see the settings that I use and the trades as they're opened live on a screen, because they'll integrate directly with my webhooks from Trigger.Trade or from TradingView. The ones that I've had, the strategy that I've had the longest running is the Wolf and Bear, which has been extremely profitable. But like I said, it had gone through quite a lot of drawdowns. And I also do, it's the only strategy that
Will you share with us how much, let's say, the return on average per month or per year from the time you have tested?
I've shared my screenshots over the past 3 or 4 days for all of my strategies. Today's P&L is 19%, which is very good.
19% per month, or what do you mean?
No, this is
by
on
19%?
this is leverage trading anyway. So this is my P&L for the today
okay.
for the 6 strategies that are running on my Bybit account, and I will put the screenshot on there. It's not a big account; it's a tiny account. I mean, like this is a small account. Let me. 19.97%, 92%. Sorry, I'll put that in there. I'll put it in Discord.
On what chat in Discord you advertise it?
I'm putting it. I haven't. I'm just. I put it in general chat every morning. Well, every morning. I haven't done this morning because I was interviewing a couple of other algo traders that were going to come into the group and talk. We've got a couple of other algo traders that would like to come and talk about the way they trade and things like that. And I was interviewing them this morning, so I didn't have enough time to do it. So let me just.
It's new to me. So every day you advertise it on the general chat channel?
I don't advertise it. I just literally for the last couple of days, what I've done is updated, put my
put shot into thingy now. How he does
Thank
it.
you very much.
I'll put shot in now. I've just been looking for it.
Thank you very much. I'm too slow. I'll tell you, I'm way too slow. Can't do.
Have a look in this chat now, and this is what he puts in. This is what he puts in on a few mornings.
Oh yeah, that's the one. I've also got the chart directly. This is directly from TradingViews. Sorry, not TradingViews. From Bybit's for panels. So I literally put them there. And like I said, if I go back a little bit further, I went through quite a bit of drawdown. Nothing's perfect. But I am live testing everything. I'm also live testing a couple of other strategies as well. And also trying to find some diversification by going through to other things like FOREX and things like that as well, because I don't believe that putting all of my eggs into one basket of crypto is the best solution.
A well-known saying that, don't keep your eggs all in one basket.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, well said. Yeah.
Do you also share, David, what strategies what are the 6 that you are running?
Yes, I shared them 2 days ago in Discord. I will copy and paste them as well. There you go. There's my profit and loss for the day over the past couple of days. I think that's 30 days directly off of Bybit. Now, it doesn't always look like that. Like I said, I don't want to give false hopes to anybody. I went through, you can ask anybody in the group. I had a bad month before Christmas, and things were a lot redder than that through the Christmas period. So I don't want to give false hopes for everybody. Currently, they're all going extremely well for me, but it doesn't always look like that in the slightest. So just so that I'm clear about things.
I really appreciate your honesty. Actually, of the group, it's just not just yours.
Yeah, it's good for me as well to share for myself as well. It stops me from crying. No, I was just joking. There's plenty of times. I mean, I go through things also. I also do tests on other platforms. Like I speak a lot about things like 3Commas, and the day that I decided to set up 3Commas bots, and it decided to buy the lunar dip right the way down from the top, right the way down to the bottom, using one of their wonderful DCA bots. Not in the slightest their fault, completely my fault for not turning it off, but it did. It was a mistake that I made, and I tried to share those kind of things as well because they happen. So and it hurts. It does hurt. It was nice to ride the lunar wave on the way up, but on the way back down, whilst buying is not nice at all. So I try to share the bad moments as well as the good moments. So yes. So yeah, it's not. It is algo trading's. I feel psychology wise, is that right? Yeah, is for me easier because maybe because I'm a developer. But manual trading I find a lot harder. I know that Scopes is absolutely brilliant as a manual trader. He's good as an algo trader as well. He's got the right mindset for leaving his bots on and leaving them. But I'm not as good a manual trader as I am an algo trader, because it's not me making the decisions, it's a computer. Johnny, who's here as well, also is a very good manual trader as well. But yes, everybody to their own.
Okay.
David,
I want to be an auto trader.
Yeah. Sorry, carry on. I didn't.
Yeah. I would like to say something, and I want to know if you agree on this. Is it possible, and that's where really what I'm aiming for, is it possible, let's say, to optimize 3-5 strategies, each strategy on a separate account, and diversify the capital after, of course, testing these strategies and making sure that they are profitable? So is that something possible for the long run? And what do you think of the period of the strategy? So is it possible for a strategy to work for 1 year, 2 years, and after that would be in a loss? And how could we approach this stuff when it happens?
Yeah. Okay. Great questions.
I'm telling what you're doing with yours all the time, constantly optimizing, aren't you? So
yeah, there's some strategies that have been absolutely brilliant in longer term periods. There's some I constantly optimize. The Wolfram Bear, I'm constantly going back every month, looking at back the data for the month before. Like I said, doing what they call walk forward analysis. Sorry, my brain completely gone now. And I've optimized as I go along, and then I try and find good settings. Doesn't always work in my favor, as I just explained earlier, but has been a great strategy for me. Can you put a strategy on and leave it for a year and it to work? I'm sure there is a couple of them there. They're probably going to be more slowly, surely strategies, more like I saw recently a 3 EMA crossover on a daily time frame, where the 3 EMAs crossover and the fastest EMA has to be on an uptick, and that's been running for many years on. I don't know what. I don't think it was crypto. I think it was something else. I was just watching another algo trader doing it, and he's been running it for years. But they're much less aggressive, much slower growing accounts than some of the other strategies. So you have to also know your own objective. So you're looking to grow something much slower, which is much safer, obviously, and probably the best way of doing things. Or are you looking for maybe a strategy that's a little bit more aggressive, and you have to optimize a little bit more often, but obviously gives you a lot more work? For diversification, something that I'm looking for at the moment, I always try to something that I'm trying to do at the moment is look for separate pairs and separate coins that aren't correlated or correlated, so they don't move in the same sort of way as Bitcoin. If you're staying just to crypto, that's very hard, because obviously a lot of them do follow the same sort of movements. So
Right.
I'm looking towards trading FOREX and things like that, using the same sort of strategies, because the boilerplate that I've built is adapted to that. So there's no reason that they can't. It's just something that I'd like to do. I've also got Kevin Davies that I've been talking to recently, who's another algo trader, absolutely brilliant, has 30 years of algo trade. I think it was 30. I don't want to say. 30 years of algo trading behind him, and he trades anything from wheat to orange juice to lumber. He stopped because of the spread, but he trades absolutely everything using algo. And is completely diversified, and we've been speaking to him, and I hope that in the near future he will be coming into our group and talking as well. Maybe we've spoken about once at the moment, but he also was up for coming and talking a couple of times as well. So yeah, he's much more diversified than me, and it's something that I'm aiming for in the future as well.
Nice, nice. And when you say if you're looking for something safer and less aggressive, let's say we are aiming for growing an account 50% a year. What would you consider that? Is that something safe or aggressive or in between?
It's
If you think about how professional traders trade, they'll aim for 1% a day, and then they'll cancel it. They'll stop trading on the 1%. And a lot of traders, manual traders, they're pretty aggressive, but they're controlled about it. So they're pretty aggressive as in jumping straight in, getting in. But as soon as they've got the money, they're stopping. So if you just say they're not going to win every day, so if they're taking 1% a day, they're probably going to win. Just say the 50%, they're going to win 183 winning days. So they're going to have 183% on their account after a year if they're taking 1% every day. But obviously, if they're trading for other coins or stocks, they're not going to be trading weekends and stuff. So you minus a few days off that. So I'd say 50% is, I'd say it's okay compared to like professional traders who are aiming to take 1% a day. So I'd say it's okay, but you know, if you're doing it on a few coins and you're taking 1% off, like just say you find, like I've got 7 coins that I trade constantly on FOREX. So if you're trading that and you're getting 1% on the days that you win, you're getting 7% a day. So then you times that by the days you trade through the year, and you're getting more than obviously your 50%. So I'll say 50% is okay, but it's finding a strategy that you're comfortable to leave for a year, or that you're comfortable with. Keep going over like David does every month to optimize it again, to keep it up to date with how markets are moving, re-optimization. A good example was probably last year, March last year, I was running one of David's strategies on a specific coin that had just come out, and I was absolutely killing it. It was the double, I forget the name. Double RSI. I was running David's strategy on that in March last year. It was absolutely hammering. I was doing brilliantly, and then I found another one and started trading that. So I stopped the one that was winning. So I was just trading for a bit. I lost a few trades, and then I went back to it 3 months later, put it on, and it was absolutely rubbish because it needed optimizing. So if you're gonna keep something going for a year, you're gonna have to completely optimize it up. You know, every so often, because they all need it. You can't just leave them to run, I don't think, for a year. Even your simple strategies. I wouldn't be comfortable leaving a strategy to run for a year without even looking at it or checking it. So I think 50%, if you're constantly optimizing or you're constantly checking the strategy and making sure it's working how you want it to work and how you're comfortable with it working, then maybe it's achievable, but you have to keep an eye on it to keep it going. But 50% is achievable if you're keeping things on a level with yourself and you're being truthful to yourself and not being over optimistic.
Yeah, I've also shared a link inside of the chat, which is the IASG, which was something that the guy that I was talking about a minute ago, Kevin Davies, talks about. It's a website where if you sign in for an account, it's a free account, you can have a look at some of the other algo traders, the big boys. I mean, some of the hedge funds, and you can see the strategies that they're running, what they're trading, and you can also see, they won't give you obviously all of the detail inside of a trading strategy, but they'll tell you what the hedge funds are trading and the kind of returns that they're getting over a year. And obviously they're using other people's money, so it's going to be the risk management and the risk that's taken and things like that might be a bit less than somebody like yourself or me, but to go through them, you'll see how much these hedge funds are making, and per year, sorry, and it shows you also which ones are full algo traders like ourselves, and which ones are discretional traders. So you'll be able to see the sort of returns that they're getting as well.
Nice. Thank you for sharing.
No problem whatsoever. No problem whatsoever. The page that I've put it on, it's just the IASG. The full link means nothing. It was just the page that I was looking at. So just go to the main domain, the IASG.com.
I think though, for returns, and it's like a lot of people ask for what are your returns and all that lot, but I think for returns they don't mean nothing really. Obviously for you they do. If they're your returns, they mean something for you, but for other people who are asking for them, they mean nothing, because they're not gonna get the same results, are they? You know, they could, but they're not. You know, it's I don't think it just shows potential. It doesn't show like what.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I think obviously with your own optimizations and that, you're gonna have a different outcome. So I think P&Ls and stuff like that don't mean anything really.
Yeah,
to you, to me as a person. Like if I look at someone else's P&L, I'm like, nice one, good on you. You know what I mean? I'm happy for him, but it's not going to be it's not for me. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to try and do my own optimizations. I'm going to try and do my own strategy and what I'm comfortable with trading. So someone else's P&L is not going to be much relevance to me, kind of thing. That's how I see it anyway. I don't know if anyone else sees it like that.
You have to have your own objectives. You've got to have your own plan. You've got to have your own settings. You've got to understand your strategy from A to Z, because it's obviously your money, so you need to, like you just said, your own objectives. Other people's can give motivation, but that's it really.
I just entered the page, the link that you sent, and I entered where it's called managed futures, and I clicked on performance. So the top year to date is 17%, and most of them are below 5.
Yeah, so exactly that's what I was saying. If you go over to the side over here under indexes, you can see there is, where is it?
Indexes, okay.
Yeah, indexes, you've got systematic traders. You'll be able to see that systematic traders, now these, like I said, are hedge funds. Systematic traders, I believe, is the one that I was looking at. And these also these aren't on crypto. They aren't there. You're going to have to adapt to your own strategy. But it's good to see what other hedge funds are earning. Other hedge funds. I'm not in the slightest a hedge fund. You see what I mean. So it helps to keep your how to say it. It helps to keep your feet on the floor, as they would say in French. I don't know how to say it. It helps to keep your ideas clear. Yeah. Sorry.
Set your expectations. You mean, right?
Absolutely. That was what I was thinking. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Sorry, William, I've kind of hijacked your live stream again. I do it every time. You can't stop me from talking, that's his problem.
No problem. You taking over, don't worry.
So this site here, David, their January they earned 17.56%.
Yep. No, this is an index. It's a list of all, well, not all, certain number of indexes and funds and things like that. It was just something that was shared on Kevin David's website, and I found it interesting to look at other people's other hedge funds, like I said, results, to see which ones are performing, which aren't, and as you just said a second ago, a lot of them are pretty bad.
Yeah, well, I think to be fair to like hedge funds aren't using massive leverage at least.
No, it isn't the same in the slightest. It was more just to give a kind of an idea as such of what. Because we see all these big numbers and things like that. There's year to date over there. Let me have a look over here. If you go to programs, I think it is. If you go to programs on the side, you can see, and then go over year to date, and then we do the go here, year to date. Why is that not pulled up? Okay, like the DUNN capital management is at 82%, 81%. Let me screenshot that.
Is it okay to share screen or send a screenshot?
Yeah, I've
just to know where you're looking.
Yeah, sure. Let me try and share my screen. Let me go over to here, share my screen. I'm going to have to pull the right screen up here. I want to share which screen? This one here, I believe. The screen 1. If I pull this over here, you should see my audio settings. Is that right? Okay. So...
I see dwarfs.
Okay, so all I've done is gone up here. I've gone to systematic traders up here. And like I said, this is a website that I'm very new to as well. I was just introduced to it by a program I was learning as well. And these are all the systematic traders. There's a list of them by going to programs there. And you can see their past 12 months curves. And if you go here, you got year to date. You have to press it 3 times. You can see some of the results.
Are these in percentages as well?
I believe so. Compound annual returns.
Worst drawdown, 52%.
Yeah. Yeah, worst drawdown, yeah. But yes. So
just while you're reading, just saying general chat, Jay just published something about Kraken being under investigation. Yeah.
Yeah, I've took all my money out of them and they've gone skint, so now they're getting investigated.
So thanks to you.
Yeah, they've got no money. I've took loads of money out of it.
Could have left some in their scopes for the others.
Yep, so just thought I'd just share that site. Oh dear, oh dear.
I think all these people that, they're investigating all these, all AI people are investigating all these companies and that, and all these places like Kraken and that. I think they're all doing it on a purpose. Honestly, I really do. I think they're doing it all on a purpose, or creating false, like you've been doing this wrong or you've been doing that wrong. I think they're creating false stuff, mate. I don't know why. I've just got a feeling that they're doing it on a purpose so they can be involved in the crypto as much as everybody else is. They're just catching all little, you know what I mean? I think they just want, because it's going to be a big thing in it, obviously. It's a big thing now, but they just want to be involved. So I think they're just killing all little firms off. Then they're going to jump in and they'll be second biggest firm. Do you know what I mean? Kind of thing. I think they're just bullying their way about.
Scopesconspiracy.com.
Scopes what?
Conspiracy.com. It's all because of you.
That's what I think they're doing, though. Honestly, I just think they're just killing. They're just trying to kill as much as they can, and then to get in. And and you know what else I've thought as well the other day? I don't know how mad this sounds, but every time news comes out or there's a big news comes out, and I've been marking charts up, or I've been like following charts, and I've put like certain things in. The news will start, it either pumps or it dumps, and it stops right near exactly where my entries are or my exits are or something. And I just think to myself, they're doing that on a purpose and to get to that area kind of thing. I don't know how mad that sounds, but everything just seems weird with trading, I think.
Your system makes sense in that way. It kind of.
I know, but it's like, what? How can you do that? How can this happen? It's a loss to trade, but it give me like 100% straight away. I didn't collect it. I was literally chatting to people. I'll just. This is what I mean. I'll show you now, and you'll understand what I mean. So. I've gone off it. Is no one live now? All right, I'll put it in chat.
No, we're on YouTube. I'll close off YouTube now very quickly for everybody.
Right, so I've just put it in this chat. So I did this red zig. I did this 2 days before, yeah.
Okay.
This red zigzag, what I've just put on, I did it 2 days before, and I said, anybody considering this, yeah?
Yeah.
And you see the 2 bars going up before it hits my entry.
Yeah.
This was the news exactly at that time, from the first bar to the second bullish bar. That was the news, and it literally just tapped into it and then shot back down to kill it all. And I think in my head, I think these are doing. They do every time we've got like an entry marked up. They do it on a purpose. You know what I mean? It's that they're involved in it. They must have money there or something. Because every time I mark an entry up, they just that's where it hits or it stops or it does something there. It did wick up, but them 2 bars coming down gave me 100%, and I didn't collect.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
But it just does. I just think to myself, it's all crazy this because they must be involved. They must have loads of money on it because these are the areas that you're looking at. Following smart money, and they'll be the people who'll be doing entries like this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So imagine if I had 100% on that and I had 100 quid on it. Imagine if they had 100 million quid on it and got 100%. Do you know what I mean? They're not spying on me, but you know what? It's weird how they're doing it. It's like, what they're playing at? They're just trying to kill everyone.
Yeah. Buy some cheap crypto, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, definitely.
Right.
Another thing I would like to add for what Scope is saying, we all know, I don't know if you all know, guys, about the job reports that been reported a few days ago.
Yeah.
It was expected to be like 190 something K, and it came out like 500 Ks.
Yes.
So that was unbelievable because the big companies are laying off and firing a lot of employees. So that was not logical at all. But once, so when I started to think about this, the reason this high number of jobs was reported, I think to have like some breathing room for the Fed, so they can continue increasing the interest rates to fight the inflation. So I think everything is manipulated, but we should know how to analyze things on a deeper level to take advantage out of these plays. So this is something new that I've learned, and it may reoccur in the future, so we can take advantage of this play as well.
Yeah,
totally.
It'd be nice if you could. Might start making mates with one at Top Boys, me. Mates with him, like start boxing with him or something. Yeah, come to the gym with me, mate. And then it gives me all info on that before it happens. Tell you what, this has been a long stream, hasn't it?
Yeah. Right. I'm gonna leave.
I'm doing such a good job at these streamings.
Guys, thank you for your time. It was very helpful for me and you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys for your time.
Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow
Where
to talk.
we are supposed to see the video later?
There's a link in the chat, I think, if I remember rightly.
Yep.
There's a link in the chat. If you go over to DaviddTech AMA at the top, put your mouse over it. There's a chat area on the side, and the link's in there, so you can find it there.
It will be also on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Yes, it is on YouTube. Yes, on the
same
channel.
And I'm sure William will put a link in the general chat as well.
Yeah, William will put a link in the general chat if he's not.
Great, Scope's giving me extra jobs.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you got to earn your keep, mate.
Yeah, but normally I do a thanks to someone, so what do I thank myself?
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you for spending time with us. Thank you very much for joining us, and thanks for all of the input from everybody. Thank you, William.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for having me, as usual. And thanks for taking over.
William.
Thanks, William.
Cheers, goats.
You've been a massive help.
Not.
As much as
Right.
it was.
Guys, peace out. I'll see you on
cheers,
next
mate.
one.
Take care. Speak to everybody
See you later.
soon. Speak
Alright,
to
see
you.
ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Bye.